In this class, we will ask the question, what is a fallacy? A fallacy is a failure in reasoning which renders an argument invalid. Saying that someone committed a fallacy doesn't say anything about the truth of their conclusion. It just says that there is a structural fault in the argument. In this class, you will learn about different well-known fallacies and their names. But if you think someone committed a fallacy, it is not appropriate to just say the name of the fallacy. You will need to show to the other person why the argument doesn't work. Knowing about the fallacies can help you argue against someone, and it can also help you analyze your own argument. The first fallacy we're going to talk about is the fallacy. Saying that someone made a bad argument that contains a fallacy, if they did that, their conclusion must be false. For instance, since there is no proof against ghosts, then they exist. This is also called a burden of proof fallacy. But ghosts may still exist. Let's look at this fallacy called begging the question or circularity. That's when saying that something is a good reason for a second thing when the second thing is already assumed in the first thing. So one example would be this Dilbert cartoon. And we know that mass creates gravity because dense planets have more gravity. How do we know which planets are dense? Well, they have more gravity. That's circular reasoning. I prefer to think of it as having no loose ends. Okay, now here's a super famous fallacy, the straw man fallacy. Maybe some of you have heard of this one. Straw man fallacy is attacking someone by giving them an implausible position that is not what they claimed at all. It is misconstructing someone's argument so that it's easy to defeat the argument. That's why it's a man made of straw and not a real man. Alright, here's another major fallacy. The black and white fallacy or false dilemma, presenting a limited set of alternatives when there are others that could be considered in the context. The typical example of this dilemma is when someone says you're with us or against us. So another super cool fallacy is the Texas sharpshooter fallacy. A Texas sharpshooter is when you pick and choose your data to fit your hypothesis. So imagine a shooter that shoots at the side of the barn and then places the target after to show that his aim was great, picking the best sample. This is a fallacy because you pick what fits your hypothesis and ignore everything else. Alright, so here's my last example, moving the goalposts. This story is by physicist Carl Sagan. And it's about the invisible dragon in my garage. So suppose I tell you that there's a dragon in my garage. Show me, you say. I lead you to my garage, but all you see is a bicycle. Where's the dragon, you say? Well, she's right here, I replied, waving vaguely. I neglected to mention that she's an invisible dragon. You propose spreading flour on the floor of the garage to capture the dragon's footprints. Good idea, I say, but this dragon floats in the air. You propose using an infrared sensor to detect the invisible fire. Good idea, I say, but the fire is also heatless. Finally, you suggest that we can spray paint the dragon to make her visible. Good idea, I say, but this is an incorporeal dragon, and therefore the paint won't stick. The story by physicist Carl Sagan is a perfect example of the moving the goalposts fallacy. There are many other different types of fallacies that we will learn in your research for this class, but this is all for today. Bye.